Ever since the beginning of the meta era in 2010, and even the 2008 game Sonic Unleashed, one question has been resounding in the Sonic community. Does 2D, and by extent classic Sonic, have a place in modern Sonic games? The first instance of the 2D resurgence started in 2008's Sonic Unleashed, as said previously. While that game also headed off in a brand new direction with the Werehog and introducing the boost formula, it did have a slight connection to the classics by bringing 2D into a modern Sonic game for believably the first time that people could remember. And this was getting a lot of praise at first, and the praise became so loud that it eventually led to the 2010 game Sonic 4, which proved to be its own beast that I'll probably cover at some later point. After the 2D was received positively in Sonic Unleashed, even brought up in a few of the reviews, it led to 2010's Sonic Colors, which scaled back the 3D production and focused a lot more on 2D platforming. And some have even put this against the game and saying that the game is bad because of all the blocky 2D platforming. And then Sonic Colors led into Sonic Generations, where classic Sonic was brought into a modern Sonic game, and obviously even more 2D. And the final thing of this is Sonic Forces, which had everything: blocky platforming, 2D, and classic Sonic. And the new Avatar, who also had 2D sections. And now after Sonic Forces, people are seemingly sick of this. People want 2D out of their modern Sonic games, and want classic Sonic to stick with his games, like Sonic Mania, where he's shown to excel. So now the question obviously still stands. Does classic Sonic, and by an extent 2D, have a place in modern Sonic games? So let's look back at all the instances of 2D in modern Sonic games over the past 12 years or so. Oh damn, 14 actually. It's been ages since Sonic Unleashed released. Anyway, moving on. The 2D in Sonic Unleashed was implemented so that the developers would have to make less 3D space, because 3D space in a boost game is very expensive and very time consuming to make, because Sonic just runs through it so fast, they need to make so much of it. So the 2D was added to complement the modern Sonic gameplay, and while the platforming is nowhere near as good as the classic games and even Mania later on, the platforming serves its purpose in extending the level's playtime, and just does well, if only it was stuck in a better game than Sonic Unleashed. Now Sonic Colors is an interesting case because it tried to focus on the 2D, it embraced it, and it added the Wisps, which had most of their functionality in 2D, except maybe the Laser Wisp. But anyway, the Wisps really added to Sonic Colors with allowing explorability and replayability, and it just made the game a lot more fun in general. The Wisps were also optional in a lot of cases, because you could realistically play through the game without using any Wisps, or at least almost. But the Wisps really added to it, and you could explore a lot, and in this game the 2D is fine. Like, the platforming is still not as good as the classic games, but it's still good and it serves its purpose, and the controls were retooled to make platforming easier, and they gave Sonic a double jump. Now Sonic Generations is the most interesting case because it actually brought back classic Sonic, and his playstyle in Generations is similar to the classic games, but it's different at the same time. It's not a one-to-one recreation, and they overpowered the spin dash to heck, but that makes it a lot of fun because you can pull off some really crazy stuff. The speedruns of Sonic Generations in the classic areas are really cool. But yeah, the 2D in Sonic Generations was more of what happened in Sonic Unleashed, except the controls were better, and I'm honestly thinking that the level design for the 2D portions in Generations is more fun than the ones in Unleashed. So overall, so far, it seems like they've been improving. So why does everyone hate it now? Well, 2017, we saw the release of Sonic Forces, and let's just say that people didn't exactly like it. And one of the biggest criticisms of the game was that there was very little 3D, and there was a lot of 2D platforming. Now, yes, I can see that, but I think it's more balanced than people say, but still, there is a lot of 2D platforming, and it is probably the worst ones that we've seen so far. But that's not to say it's all bad, because the controls from Colors are sort of back, and makes platforming really good with the double jump, so it's not completely bad. But yeah, Sonic Forces definitely ruined classic Sonic because he controls awfully in this game, and overall, this is around when people started getting tired of the 2D in Sonic games. So now we get to answer the question, and I think yes, 2D does belong in modern Sonic games, and especially boost games, because 2D in the boost games allows the developers to be less stressed so that they don't have to develop as much space for 3D Sonic to run through. And when the 2D is executed well, it's just as fun as the 3D sections. If it's well designed and the controls work well in 2D, then it's just great. It's perfectly fine, and I don't see what the difference is as long as we're having fun. I don't think games should be put down just because they have 2D like Sonic Colors, because the 2D in Sonic Colors is actually really fun to go through if you explore it. It's really enjoyable to play through games like Generations with classic Sonic and modded Sonic, and the 2D sections are just as fun as the 3D in those games. Now, while Force has definitely dropped the ball for everything, I still don't think that 2D should be completely removed from modern Sonic games. I think it has its place and it's sort of become a staple of the boost formula, and if the boost really is being brought back in the cyberspace level of Sonic Frontiers, I seriously think that 2D should still be a part of them. In the end, when 2D is executed well, it's not taking anything away from the 3D sections as long as they're executed well as well. 2D in a Sonic game just adds to the experience, not takes away from it. And I don't think games should be shunned just because they had too much 2D. Now obviously 2D does not have a place in Sonic Frontiers open world, unless there's some sort of puzzles that you have to do where you go in 2D. But in the open world, there should definitely be no 2D sections. I actually don't even know how they would execute that, unless you do something like Mario Odyssey did, where they had Mario go through pipes and turn into classic Mario. But anyway, so what do y'all think of this? Do you think 2D should be a part of modern Sonic games, or do you think that it should be shunned forever and sent to the classic Sonic realm? That's it for me, Devron, signing off.